Video is going to be on just basic setup for an intubated patient that we're going to use, we're going to ventilate. So first thing is on. I'll let Mike talk.
Turn ventilator on, let it go through its startup. So typically we want to be in SIMV volume mode. The rates or the breaths per minute will be 12 or whatever you decide. Volume is going to be right around 500. It'll be 7 to 10 mLs per kilo, and that's with ideal body weight for the patient. PEEP, start at 5.
And that's normally set up on 5, correct?
Yep, this will auto populate to 5.
Okay.
FiO2 can be 21% to 100%. You just need to figure out where to start based on how your patient is being ventilated when you arrive.
Okay, and so you would suggest that if we go to a facility, is to take their settings and that's a start point for us?
Correct. So all you need is the patient to be oxygenated at 94% SpO2,
Okay.
so you can titrate FiO2 based on their pulse oximetry.
Okay.
Our I time, that's the number of seconds it takes to deliver the breath, each breath to the patient. So right now it's at 1 second. The higher you go, so 2 seconds, that's basically how long it's taking the patient to get the breath. May create anxiety if you go up higher because it may make the patient feel like they're sucking through a straw.
Okay, so you mentioned to me this morning that an I time of perhaps maybe 0.8 is a good, and I was noticing during that time that if you lower your I time, it allows the patient a longer time to exhale.
Correct.
So basically this number that I'm pointing at is like a 1 second inhalation and a 4 second exhalation. Is that correct?
Correct. So to change our I time, we're going to hit the breaths per minute button, scroll over to I to E. So the higher you go on the E, the lower it's going to go on the I.
Okay, so it just kind of, you swing high on one side and then it drops it on the other, but our main thing we're watching is our I time.
Correct.
Which is that one right there.
So we get at 0.79 now, which gives us an I to E time of 1 to 5.3.
Okay, that makes sense. Anything else you can think of for the quick setup on
Trigger, go to the menu button, go
Okay.
trigger level, enter, and then the more negative you go, the more it takes to trigger for the next breath.
Okay, so, and that means if you're like bouncing down the road and the monitors or the ventilator believes it's time to take a breath, it's going to give breath, 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 breath. And if you go increase your trigger time.
Correct. It's more apt to happen in assist control mode, but
Okay.
there's your trigger level.
All right. What about your PIP? If your patient's breathing.
So patients exhaling or not fully sedated, breathing a little bit on their own, you can change the peak inspiratory pressure alarm by scrolling to the top number, increasing it. The highest you can go is 60. Probably should leave it right around 45, 50.
Okay, and maybe we could, well, the fake lung's not on there right now. In other words, you would have a graph across the screen that would show you what the patient's peak is, which is our protocol states that we need to go 10 above their peak inspiratory pressure. Hope I said that right. So there we go. There we go. So that went to 35. I don't know if we can see that on the video, but that went to 35. So if we were to set according to protocol, we would go to 45. Is that right, Mike?
Correct.
Okay. Are we pretty good here?
Yep.
Okay, that's it.